Hello and welcome, Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in and for our daily live stream. If you are new around here, I want to keep up to date on all things Liverpool related and get involved with all your fellow Reds around the world and get involved with all these amazing subscribers on my channel and everyone for the continued support over the recent content. Really do appreciate it. Hope you're having a lovely day, evening or night, wherever you are around the globe. Anyway, we've got a chocker show. This is going out live, so get your thoughts and comments as we go throughout live. But if you are watching this video on the repeat, make sure you do get your comments in. I will be replying to every single one of them. And if you want to pose any questions for future episodes, live streams, pre-match, post-match shows, you're very welcome to. The more fan interaction on the channel, the better. And I'd much rather reply to every single one of your comments and have your questions and answers really on all the shows. But really do appreciate it. We'll get straight into the comment section below. How you doing, Helen? Really do appreciate dropping in. How you doing, Jade? How you doing? Has Shaqiri gone? Not as of yet, Helen. I think you might have already seen my video on the channel in which I released in the early hours of today. Today it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and it was a late upload, but it was quite credible information from Fabrizio Romano. Neil Jones, very well respected journalist, was on an episode with the Red Men anyway. Cracking little video. He just really discussed in terms of the in-depth. So I direct you to them because he's the more knowledgeable, and the Red Men done some cracking content over there. So that was on, I think it was on their YouTube channel today. Seeing glimpses of that, but it was great. So Helen, more in-depth analysis on that. Go and check out the Red Men's video. Cracking content anyway. But yeah, just the show we're done tonight, Helen. Looking like potentially will be going to Lyon. I think with very much the fee. Liverpool are asking for a bit more, but I've just done a pre-recorded show, which Doku will be releasing on his channel tomorrow. He's in work, but we've done a cracking video with a couple of massive Reds anyway. It was great to meet a couple of new faces as well. Won't spoil who he's got on, but you'll find out tomorrow. But we discussed heavily, and we'll discuss tonight as well, Helen. But as of yet, he has not left Liverpool Football Club. And we'll discuss obviously the fee and all that as we go throughout tonight. I'm ready for bed, but I will stay up for a while. Apologies for that, Helen. Well, you can go to sleep, but I really do appreciate you dropping in, the absolute legends. Hope you had a lovely evening, and obviously the support is very much appreciated. The videos will always be here as well, and you know that. You can watch it on the repeat if you get too knackered. But I really do appreciate the support. Shaq is leaving, I think, Leon, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'll just replying to Helen there, Jade. Absolute legends. Yeah, we won 15 million, but not going to get it. Yeah, we'll discuss tonight, Helen. He's a very good player. We've seen when he has been playing for Switzerland. Pre-COVID, I think Liverpool, pre-COVID pandemic, really, Liverpool would have been sound, really getting 15 million for his services. He's 29 years old. Yes, he's been injury hit in his Liverpool career, and just as a professional footballer, he has been ravaged with injuries in certain moments in his time as a footballer. But if he, I'd be hard pressed, but it's the wage aspect in which Shaqiri, as we've already been speaking to every single one of us over the last couple of nights, really, it's the wages. He is on about 70 to 100 odd grand, but in between there. And if you look over a 2-year period, that's possibly, you do the maths anyway. I would have absolutely butchered the maths on that, but you can make your mind up on that as well. The 1892 Reds podcast, Ricky and the lads, thank you very much for dropping in the live stream. Make sure you do head over to the lads' content. The Coppish on tonight, absolute legends. But you're getting the guests on, but cracking bunch of lads anyway on the channel. Make sure you do head over, subscribe. I will be getting Ricky and the lads on anyway. On a lot of pre-match shows this coming season. Really do appreciate it. Dropping in the comment section. But tonight, lads, I'll drop you the link if you're free, mate. I know it's quite late in the night, but probably tucked up in bed anyway. But you're very welcome to join. Just let us know, and I'll send you the link, mate, lads. Anyway, but appreciate you dropping in. Yes, lads. Yes, Sheffield. Zuki, how are you doing? Congratulations on the degree, mate. Zuki, if you're not aware, everyone, you absolutely smashed university. I'm really proud of you, mate, and obviously you're a very long time subscriber, but very proud. But yeah, I'm proud of every single one of you, but more proud of Zuki this month anyway, with the amazing results in which he has. And anyone, if you've took your degree or any GCSEs or going to college and got great results, or even you haven't done the best, the world doesn't stop turning, and we'll look after each other. And I didn't get the best results in school, but I started YouTube and I got positive things planned in the future as well. So never stop. Qualifications aren't a barrier in relation if you're hardworking and have aspirations for the future and got the right people around you, you'll go very far in life anyway. But well in Zuki, mate, absolute smashing it. Eamons, how you doing, matey? Hello, fellow Reds. Absolute legend, Eamons. Long time subscriber. Really do appreciate it, matey. Rumours saying Keita will start against Norwich. Big season for him. Interesting. I'd be all for that, lads. And very much we've discussed in our pre-match build-up show, and I think a lot of Reds on different channels as well. If he can stay fit, it's the big if. I know we always joke about it, but he is a quality player. We haven't seen in great abundance when he's played at Liverpool. He's not really hit the form in which we did see in the Bundesliga, and what warranted Liverpool and Michael Edwards really splashing the cash on him. Fingers crossed he can do great things this season. Him and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the midfield. Depending on how good Henderson is in terms of fitness, we know his quality, but those three players in question, most importantly, if they can stay fit, Liverpool will go a long way. And if Ox and Naby can really find a bigger potential, in which they have shown in recent times. Obviously, Ox had those injuries. It really disrupted his momentum at Liverpool Football Club, but I'm very confident in terms of Naby having a big season. But it's if he can stay fit. Fingers crossed, lads. Fingers crossed, lads, as well. I am so just saying hello as well. Fabrizio, the tapping merchant. I think I've seen that a lot there as well, boys. And he's a very good journalist, and I admire what he does as well. But it's like anything, really. You've got good contacts and very reliable sources. But he's very good on the content front in terms of releasing. He's quite quick as well. But he's very good journalist as well. Absolutely cracking, lads. But I'd love to get him on the show, but I think all of us have tried. But I think only if we're backed by Sky or BT, then when we had their money, then we'd all have Fab on our shows. But I think you have to pay for the services, and rightly so, because he's very good at his job, and not everyone can jump on shows and for free. People have to earn a wage. Shaq adds to on around 12 million, I hear. That'll be cracking, that, lads, if that is very much the case. If Liverpool can get in around that, he's very capable. Lads, and everyone at home, there's going to be clubs out there that will be vying for Shaqiri's services. I know we've already alluded to tonight that there will be, Liverpool won't be hard-pressed for suitors, really. I know he was very openly publicised wanting to leave, obviously, to Lazio a couple of weeks ago, but there's a lot of clubs out there that would very much like the services of Shaqiri, and they do very well. Shay, how you doing, mate? Hope you're having a lovely evening. Let me know what you've been up to. Shay and every single one of you, hopefully had a lovely day. Let us know what you've all been up to. I do believe Origi will be a tough one to get out of books, very much so. We'll discuss a certain Belgium striker in a little while. It's interesting, lads, innit? And everyone at home, Divock Origi, when you look at it, it's difficult. When we're talking about Shaqiri's more of a high-profile signing for another club. Origi, there's a couple of clubs in the Premier League. Southampton have got 25 million if they want to buy Divock Origi. It's difficult. It's very difficult, depending on his wages, the transfer fee as well. When you do look at it, I think he's 25, 26, Divock Origi. Isn't right, might be wrong there, but he's still got a sell-on value. And whether Liverpool would rather keep hold of him, I know as much as us fans around the world, we back our players. If Divock Origi is still at Liverpool Football Club at the end of the season, fully get behind him. And he just needs to, like we spoke about Naby Keita, and we've talked about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. Divock Origi comes into that bracket as well. Prior to his injury against Everton all those seasons ago, he was very much on an upward trajectory, really, in terms of him developing, and you could see where it was going. And since that injury, and obviously in and out of the team doesn't really help, he's not really going to get ahead of the front three. And obviously Jota brought into the football club is now as well. Now you're looking at, if he is staying at Liverpool, he will very much be utilised in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and obviously the other lower down competitions, which we could potentially face in the coming years' time as well. But be very difficult to shift. But there'll be a lot less suitors to Shaqiri. Let me know your thoughts on that, lads, and everyone at home. I think that's quite a big statement for me. Both players very different in terms of where they are in their career at the minute. How you doing, Connor? Hopefully, Connor, if you want to jump on, you're very welcome to, mate. I know I don't want you keeping your nan up anyway. I know it is 10 o'clock at night, but I really do appreciate every single one of you for dropping in. But yeah, you're very welcome, mate. Yeah, send me the link. It's Luke. Oh, is it Luke? Sound, mate. Yeah, I dropped that in this. Bear with me, Reds. So let me get Twitter up. Where is Luke? Yeah, I don't want to be getting you in trouble, Luke. It is like 10 o'clock. But if you do get in trouble, just blame me, mate. Blame me. Where are you? But everyone, let me know what he's been up to tonight. So let me find Luke. There he is. On my Twitter. Send that over, Luke. And hopefully we should be getting Luke from the 1892 Reds podcast. So if you are new around here, and Connor from the Cop Council as well. So many great YouTube channels. That's what I loved. There's lots of Liverpool content out there. I've had the great privilege to meet Luke and Ricky and Connor as well, and hopefully a lot more in the future as well. So if anyone would like to jump on the show, or I'm not that cheeky. I know some people are quite free in terms of asking people, but quite shy in terms of asking people to come onto my show. But if you want them to come on the show, just drop us a DM, because I'm not that cheeky. How you doing, Luke?
Good, mate. How you doing? Thanks for letting me come on.
Oh, there we go. I was wondering why you couldn't hear you. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. How are you doing, mate? Hope everyone's well in the comments as well.
Yeah, not too bad.
New season.
Yeah, just come off a big show tonight, haven't you? Just shout that out. I knew you lads on tonight. Make sure you head over to Luke.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we had Callum and Matt from Coppish on tonight, doing our preview for Norwich. So yeah, obviously if you're new to our channel, obviously come over 892 Reds podcast, come check it out. Obviously after the show tonight.
That's nice. You can multitask all these, but I appreciate you coming on, mate. Absolute legends. But hopefully I see Luke and Ricky very soon. Obviously met up with Connor, but can't wait to finally meet you. It's weird, isn't it? On virtually, you can meet someone over a screen and that, but it's not on like getting a pint or a bevy and all that, mate. But
me and Ricky have been talking about coming up to Anfield this season, so definitely we'll have to meet up somewhere and get some others to meet up. It'll be great.
Yeah, definitely will sort you out, boys. Anyway, when you come down. Let's get to Andrew. I've seen your comments. Thank you very much, every single one of you. The comments are flying. Just put it that. So apologies. What am I up to? Make sure I got it. Hi, mate. How are we? I hope our owners leave. Otherwise, that's a bit drastic. That Andrew. It's very drastic. Thank you very much for your comments. Obviously, everyone's views are entitled. Whether you agree to disagree, that's why I created the channel. It's going to be no one never fully agrees with my points, but that's the beauty of the internet. But as long as they're in line and they're in check as well, and very respectful views of people or owners or clubs and all that, then we can debate it as well. But I really do appreciate your comment, mates. Mr. Buggy, Jack, would you take Renato Sanchez in midfield, but keep smashing the vids? You're doing amazing. Cheers, mates. Really do appreciate it. Absolute legends. Comments like that, and obviously, hopefully everyone's keeping safe. It's been a difficult year for everyone, but obviously it's great to see the footy coming back this weekend, but we'll look after one another. Sanchez, Luke, it's a difficult one, man, mate. We've been speaking off over the last couple of weeks. It's the wages and the sheer. He's a very good player, but he's coming off the back of a European international stage, any Luke. He had that in previous times when he got his move to Bayern Munich. For me, it'd be good to see him, but I'm all for Barella. For me personally, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you. I think Barella would be a very good option, but I think with Sanchez, I go back to like the Euros in 2016 where he was excellent for Portugal, and he won the Young Player of the Tournament, and I think from there you thought he's going to go on to be like one of the top midfielders in Europe. He had a little spell at Swansea, didn't he, where we thought, this is the progression stage for him. Didn't really work out. He's very inconsistent for me. He had a good year at Lille. Obviously, they won the French title last season. He had a decent Euros for Portugal, for what they got as far as they did. But I just don't think, for me at Liverpool, it's something that would suit him. For me, I'm not sure. I'm like you. I would prefer someone like a Barella at Liverpool if we was given the option.
Yeah, if Inter keep on selling all the players as they have done in the last couple of weeks. But it's very interesting, Buggy. I'd be all for it. Me and Luke would be all over it. We'd do videos and all that, but it'd be interesting. Is his agent Mino Raiola, Luke? Or
more than likely, to be honest.
Bucky, let us know, or anyone in chat, let us know if that's official. Like, but yeah, it's just dealing with him. Imagine being an owner, but he's one of the naughty people in football, let's put it that way. Jazuki, absolute legend, nice one. Now you're the legend, I've continued to support my content as well, but absolutely smashed it in uni. Everyone, give it a congratulations to Zuki as well in the chat, absolute legends. The transfer window doesn't interest me at this late stage. Fully agree with Raymond's. I just want to watch the games now. Yeah. Biting at the bit, aren't we, Luke? Every single red around the world. There's no better feeling than watching England does not do it. It's never done it for me. Or watching any Scotland, me Scottish roots, if you want to look into that. Andy Robbo. It's the only reason I watch Scotland, but it does not unlike the Reds playing footy, isn't it? You can't even put it into words.
Yeah, do you know what? I'll be honest. I think, obviously with Liverpool fans, of course, it's divided opinion, like if you support England or not. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I have followed England. There obviously are times where I'm not bothered watching them, like when they play in the friendlies and the qualifiers.
All their Liverpool players get injured.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, look at Joe Gomez, but it's one of those things, isn't it? But I think the tournament, the Euros, was pretty good to support them. But yeah, for me, there's nothing like opening day of the season, Premier League, Liverpool. Just any Liverpool game eclipses international football by an absolute mile.
Yeah, Salabanga on the edge of the box against Norwich will send us all into doing cartwheels in the garden. I definitely can't do cartwheels, so be roly-polies. Looking forward to the start of the season. Football is back. Very much agree with that, Shay. Can't we just release Origi? If it was that easy, Helen, I think we all would if we were in charge, as we cannot seem to generate any realistic interest to buy him. I think we've been off the show as well. I think every Liverpool fan has said, Luke, it was the best time to sell Origi would have been off the back of winning the Champions League. I tell you, if Bournemouth were still in the Premier League, I think they would have splashed 50 million on him.
Fully agree with that, Jack. I think, Rick said that as well on our channel, and I think we've all said it together. Like, I think Origi is a cult hero. He'll always be a cult hero for Liverpool for what he's done, for the goals he's scored. He'll always, when he leaves Liverpool, he'll always be remembered for just that game against Barcelona and obviously, the Spurs final, etc. But if we would have sold him after that Champions League final, we would have made minimum 20 to 25 million, I reckon. It's just strange now how we can't get rid of him.
Yeah, most definitely. Helen, fingers crossed. I think if Edwards needs help, I'll send you a number anyway. But yeah, it's Chris. I was trying to find you on Twitter, Chris. I'll try and get you on this season, obviously on some of the shows, mate. I don't know if you've got a different Twitter account. Just follow us anyway, mate. But you're very welcome. Just send us a follow and try and get you on this season. Salah is my captain for the EPL. Right, we'll get straight into it. Luke, have you got a fancy football? I was going to say everyone.
I will do. I'm going to be creating it probably tomorrow morning because I usually like to wait until like we start the Premier League. So I will do. And obviously, any leagues that are open, I'm happy to join.
I'll come last, Luke, as always.
My family one, I've won the last 3 years, so I need a bit of a challenge.
Just doing a Man City there, mate, or Liverpool. Right, if you want to join the Fantasy Premier League, I will leave the code up here. Just get a pen or paper or whack it into your phone. Yeah, that is JESPH4. So if you want to beat me, which will be easy this season, that is Jack Max LFC subscribers. Or any if you're not a subscriber and you want to join, you're very welcome to anyway. But yeah, I will leave that up as we go throughout tonight the show anyway. So just let me Luke, are you right dropping that in the chat for us, please, mate? Just that code. If you just or anyone in the chat, just drop that code in. JESPH4. I do appreciate it, mate. So that I will quickly show my team. Where is it? There you go. This is the squad in which I'm rocking. I wish I could play 2 defenders, but the system doesn't allow you. For me, if it was me, I'd play 2 defenders and 6 midfielders. So I went with Gaeta, Trent, Reece James. I think he'll get a lot of assists this year with Big Rom in the box. Costas, 4 million, absolute bargain. Mohamed Salah, of course. Mason Mount, Sancho, Mahrez, and Grealish. I'm putting all my eggs in my basket, and we'll see if it backfires this season in my midfield. And then you got Patson Daka, the man that Liverpool were linked with for about months. And then Danny Ings, I think he'll have a phenomenal season. But yeah, everyone, no one better copy that squad. I'll come and get you if you do. So, but we'll get straight into the Doku talk now, Reds. I'll get to all your comments as well. Make sure I haven't missed anyone's. Gary, I'm going to get to that comment. He's went 7-0. Go ahead, Gary. I love the positivity. That's what I love, Gary. Right. Shaq, there we go. Good evening, everyone. Send me a link. Oh, that one. But yeah, I was up to Eamon's. Looking forward. Shay. Read that one. Evening there. We are turning to Arsenal, mate, by not spending too much. No, we're not. Nowhere near. We've got Jurgen Klopp. Andrew, he's doing a phenomenal job. Caddies didn't save 1 shot in pre-season training for what I could see. How the hell is still very similar to the Rocket League gamings. I know different career paths at Liverpool. I think Origi's got a bit more of a career at Liverpool, but you feel sorry for Lloris, really. I think it's going to be difficult to see him really leave, and hopefully I think it will come to an Eamon where Liverpool just do pay off his contract, which is really sad to see. Hey Jack, how you doing, Dave? Not too bad, lad. I'm having a lovely evening. Just joined by Luke from the 1892 Reds podcast tonight. Jumped on quite late. As I said, Luke, I hope I'm not getting you in trouble. But yeah.
Trust me, you'll know about it, don't worry.
Gary, 7-0. There's his comment. Just quickly, just get rid of that for now. Where is it? Not Gary's comment, I mean the actual. There we go. Can we get that there? There we go. Chris, I will take anyone to replace Wijnaldum at this point, or even take Mr. Bean. Very much agree with that. I'll prefer Barella. He's in accordance with me, but this is his price tag has been. I've seen pigs fly. Hopefully, Saul will be interesting. Chris and everyone at home. For me personally, with the Saul hype train, Liverpool are announcing something in the next couple of days in relation to whether it's going to be the third kit or something magical, hopefully a signing. But that's wishful thinking at St James's Hall in Liverpool, I think, if I'm right, in relation to that. So watch this space. Keep an eye on all Liverpool's socials because we will be announcing something very soon. Must be good, big or good. If we're renting out a little cheeky place in town anyway. I'm still skeptical of Sanchez. I don't want him at Liverpool, in my opinion. Spot on there, Shay. Congrats, Zuki. Dave, how you doing? Dave, I will drop you the link. But I think you're tucked up in bed, mate. But I'll drop you the link. You're very welcome to join, Dave, if you would like to join. Nice one, Bucky. I think we need a second 11 still. We cannot rely on the likes of Salah, Virg, Alisson, Robbo. We need to be able to rotate and give them downtime. Really, Luke, this is why, well, I made up, you jumped on, mate. I was going to discuss in relation to that man, Harvey Elliott. That was one of the titles, really, the show. It's a massive year in for him, mate. And Jurgen Klopp over the last couple of days, in press conferences, he has very much openly talked about him utilising Harvey Elliott in that midfield role, like we have seen in pre-season. Do you see him? I did include him. Sorry to spoil it, Doug, but I did include it in Doug's video. In my starting 11, I put him in my starting lineup for Norwich. He's played against them in the Championship. He knows what they're all about. Would you include him in Norwich this season? In this lineup for this Saturday, and how do you feel he'll fare this coming year?
I did include him for my team on Saturday, but I think it depends on whether he starts Fabinho or not. I do think that, we see today, I think James Pearce may have said that Keita looks like he's going to start. Yeah. So it looks likely probably Keita and Milner, and then does he go with the defensive approach with Fabinho, or does he go a bit more attacking minded with Harvey Elliott? I did read something that Klopp wants to try and play Elliott a bit more centrally. Not say that
as a possible number 10.
Maybe. I like him out wide because it's a different option where if you play him on the right and then you can put Salah through the middle. Yeah. It's obviously a different option, a different dimension we've got there. But I personally think he is going to start. I just think Fabinho, possibly, Copa America commitments. I think the only one that would probably start that played at Copa America, for my opinion, would be Alisson. I think Firmino is going to be on the bench. I think Jota I think that's the right code, isn't it, Jack? The one up.
Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah.
Nice. I think Bobby will probably be on the bench. I think from Copa America, I think Alisson's the only one that will start. So I expect. I think Harvey Elliott will start on Saturday. As you know, you've been to the pre-season games at Anfield. I'm actually jealous that you guys obviously went. But it was to see Harvey Elliott actually. He had a good season at Blackburn last year, got the second highest amount of assists in the Championship. And he's come into this. Let's not forget, he's only 18.
It's crazy, mate, isn't it?
He's such a talent, and let's just seriously, I think the most important thing for us as Liverpool fans for Harvey Elliott this season is we know he's going to get a bit more involvement regarding the Christmas period and January, February. If African Nations goes ahead, then it's going to be big that he'll get a bit more game time. So let's get behind the boy, because he's not going to be, for me, he might struggle a bit this season at times, but what a player we've got on our hands. So I hope he starts on Saturday, because it will just go to show how much development he's done, he's got under the belief that Klopp's got for him.
It'd be magical. Imagine if we were 18, mate, playing for Liverpool. We're not as good. We've got as much talent in our left foot, left toe, not even a foot, left toe than Harvey has in his whole left foot in general, anyway. Yeah. But yeah, it'd be a phenomenal. Nice one for that, Helen. If you want to join the league, just a quick one there. So, Luke whacked it in there, legends. That's the codes for the fantasy football. Dave's in the chat as well. He's went for Norwich, getting beat 2-0 by Liverpool. Fingers crossed that is the result, Dave. Hope you're having a lovely night, mate, anyway. Eamons is gone. I usually lose interest in EPL after 2 months. Obviously, fancy football, like everyone else, because I'm crap at it. Like, Eamon, you're probably finish above me, as I said before. But yeah, we'll move on to Doku. For me and Luke, as Luke's already alluded to there, I think it is a massive statement by Jurgen Klopp if he is sending Shaqiri out, and we do sell him. Shows the amount of faith, and if Taki does get the opportunities this season, I liked his interchange. Just a quick glance on thoughts on Taki, mate. We impressed with him in the friendlies. The link-up play between him and Costas down that left-hand side, really, he looks to be improving, but I think that will come with a run of games. I think Jürgen will give him the opportunity this season. Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you even see that little spell he had at Southampton has definitely helped him a little bit, because he wasn't getting a run in the team. I mean, after the Crystal Palace game, he scored at Selhurst Park on the 7-0, and we didn't see him. It was like, where's Minamino? And you can clearly see that Klopp he obviously wants to give him a chance, and he's let him go to a Premier League side to develop his game. And you can see in pre-season, he actually, as you said, he's linked up with Tsimikas. He's got a couple of goals in pre-season. We obviously have always been in talks with, do we need another striker? Because Firmino's, the goals have dried out the last couple of years. But do you know what? I think Minamino, he probably could be a bargain for Liverpool. We only signed him for 7 million. So if he has a good season this year, then we've answered a few questions. So I expect him to get some minutes. But yeah, I hope he does well, because if he doesn't, then obviously January, that transfer window, that could be the way out for him. So let's hope not. But yeah, I expect Minamino to get a chance.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below as well, Reds. Helen, thank you very much for dropping in tonight. I really do appreciate it. I know it's a late stream. Hope you have a lovely evening, and I will see you tomorrow as well. Not shooting off yet, but I'll speak to you tomorrow as well, Helen. Have a good night. For what I've seen, Doku playing for the Belgium in the Euros, he looked very good, very pacey player, can tear a defence apart, would suit our system very well. And Shea and Connor have already teed us up very well. Let's quickly get that. So we talked about Elliott, talked about the fancy football. That's the code as well if you want to see that. We talked about, we'll talk about Doku now, as Shea and Connor have alluded to. Interesting in it, Luke. I think you've done quite a lot of shows on I think everyone in the Nan. I'm surprised my mum hasn't popped her head in and said, who's this Doku, lads? A lot of potential. And if the rumoured transfer fee is to be agreed, and rumoured, if it don't just come bear fruits, 35 to 40 million euros. When I look at this, Luke, and everyone at home, he offers a lot of pace, as Shea has already alluded to there in his last comments. When I see him at the Euros, and when I watched him, well, I didn't watch loads of him, I watched like 10 minutes. I think they were on BT the week just gone. He predominantly plays on the left, can play on the right as well. Likes to cut in, very similar to Sadio Mane, 18 years old. But if he did come into the football club, Luke, and everyone at home, it's planning for the future. Or as he's discussed, Harvey Elliott. Yes, it's a big transfer fee, but he would offer Liverpool something that we haven't currently got in pace. And that's something he would offer blistering pace. And if you are bringing a young, hungry player on off the bench, Jota's quick, but not to the extent in which Mane, Salah are. What are your thoughts on Doku, him as a player, and how do you think he'll implement him if he did come in?
I agree with you, Jack, to be honest, mate. I think with Jota, for example, I think he's obviously got pace about him, but he knows how to use that pace at the right moments, that sort of moments when he's in through and in behind goal, etc. I think Doku one's an interesting one, because I mean, you said about the price tag, 35 to 40 million. It's obviously quite a price, like a big price for a player of his age. To be honest, I didn't really see much of him last season, but obviously from the Euros, I remember that game he played against Italy, and I mean he was just absolutely sensational that day.
They were absolutely predicting themselves. Even me, I think that he won one of the pens, didn't he? Yeah. He got absolutely clattered by Chiellini or Bonucci, and you were frightened. And that took something. that whole tournament. I don't think the Italians really did know how to deal with him.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what I was going to say. It was just every time he got the ball on that left-hand side, and you knew he was going to cut on the right or maybe run down the line, but he was trying to. What I liked about him was like you get a lot of wide players that they're very one-dimensional. Like, I mean, obviously you got your Robins and Salahs. Like at that level, I'd say they like to cut on their left-hand side, but it's obviously they're clever to sort of. I'm not going to do it all the time at this certain period of time when I've got the ball. They know how to change it about. But what I liked about Doku was he was trying to mix his game up a lot. He was trying to cut inside. He was trying to go down the line. He was trying to cut back to try and bring the midfield into play. But as you said, mate, his pace is frightening. It literally is for any defender in European football.
Yeah.
It would be such an addition for Liverpool. And yeah, if Liverpool get this deal over the line, I'd be more than happy to see a player of his ability. And as you said, mate, just like before you go on, he's 19 years of age. Like again, it's
crazy.
Building for the future. Doku, Elliott, you could still put players like, players like Curtis Jones as well. Like, these young players that we've got coming through at Liverpool is just very, very good for us going forward.
It's creating that environment as well, and Luke, and everyone at home. You've got to create an environment as well in terms of, imagine if we were young players coming through Liverpool and you had the ability to look at your teammate, and you've got Sadio Mane, one of the best left wingers in world football, Mohamed Salah, possibly in the top 5 of world footballers at the minute. And yeah, as you meant, it an Ellen, they were Curtis Jones, mate, very important. He would learn, he probably is learning so much from the likes of Thiago, from a technical aspect, Fabinho, in terms of the way in which he goes about his defensive duties, and like day-to-day work in life, you pick up stuff when you're going through work off different colleagues and all that. So it is positive. And 19, he is valued on football transfer market, but in terms of agents, fees, and clubs, the French clubs are. I think the later this deal does go on, if it is a very concrete, if it does come out that the interest in Liverpool is very 100%, I think it's just a waiting game for Liverpool, because the French clubs are very crippled in terms of the financial aspect and the TV deal. That if a bid did come in of say 25 to 30 million from Liverpool, and Liverpool know that there's not that many suitors for Doku, and Doku wants to come to Liverpool, similar to like the likes of Shaqiri, he's openly wanting to leave. Doku in-house might be wanting to push for the move, and Edwards and all the technical staff know this. So yeah, fully agree with that, Luke, mate, as well. Shay, for what I've seen Doku playing at Belgium, he looks very, very pacey player, can tear a defensive part, as Luke was talking about there. And when he played against the Italians, Chris, I felt we should loan Elliott out to a Premier League club to gain that first team experience. But if he stays, I will support him and do with any other player very much. I think he'll learn so much, Chris, as well, and everyone at home. He'll learn so much from playing with better players around him. No discredit to Blackburn, but there's a big, massive difference in terms of quality. I'm just cautious, person on likes of Elliott, just not jumping on the bounty castle, going over the top. Yeah. For me, if we didn't have Jurgen Klopp, I'd be like a bit more relaxed. But look, it's Jurgen Klopp. He's probably the best manager in world football. Like certain managers in Manchester who just, well, both of them in Manchester love to throw a load of money at problems instead of developing players. I would take Doku. I don't see Elliott starting on Saturday, perhaps off the bench. Very much agree with that, Eamons. I know I did include him in my starting 11, but it's the options. Liverpool, our squad depth is getting there eventually. I think 1 or 2 more transfers and I think we'll be ready to go. And even if we don't, I'm fully capable, confident as well. I'd rather keep Minamino and Sologigi. Very much agree with that. Man with a plan. Yes, Jack Lar. Man with a plan. I know who you are, but I forgot your name. That makes no sense. But everyone keeps on changing the names on YouTube. So
his name could be Man.
All right, man. So apologies. Let me know what your name is. You've probably told me a million times, so I deeply apologize, mate. when Divock Origi doesn't leave this summer, I heard he's gonna be writing a book like J.K. Rowling to play the whole season. Probably Divock Origi's probably better at playing Quidditch than playing footy half the time. Doku can play down the left and the right. We can sign him and he will be on the bench player, but could slot in on the other side. Very much agree with that, Shay. Jota is quick in and around the box, but he's no Mane or Salah on the break. Luke, it's those games when we have played West Ham. It's always against West Ham that we counter-attack them. And those two are so perfect. And I think that's what Doku potentially could offer.
Yeah, I think so. I think I love it. I mean, the goal against West Ham that Salah scored, didn't we? It was one of our goals of the season. I mean, the counter. And for me, when we concede corners, I think it's excellent because like we know how good we are at defending corners for one, but also getting on that break and obviously the pace. And as Connor mentioned and as yourself mentioned, mate, Doku will just give you that so much more dimension in an attacking areas to give you like more options.
Yeah, I just love it. I just love it if we beat them, as man used to say. Anyway, took me words out my mouth, Connor. There we go. Liverpool rebuild, as Luke's just touched on there, as happens. And Jeremy Doku would fit the mould. Already can play on the left, on the right, and is nowhere near the player he could become. Very much agree with that, Connor. We've spoken about the Fantasy Premier League. Just make sure I've covered everything. Luke, what's your starting 11? And chat as well. If you haven't watched my pre-match build-up, I did do one, but if you're watching now, drop us in your starting 11. Luke, have you got your start 1 to 11 that you would like to start against Norwich or potentially see?
I do. I would have Alisson in goal. I'd back 4 of Trent, Matip, Konate, and Tsimikas. I'm midfield 3. I'm going with Keita, Milner as captain, and Elliott, and then a front 3 of Mane, Salah, and Jota.
Yeah, I love it that you've included Elliott. I'll be messaging you, Luke, if it does come 5 o'clock on Saturday, and we're like, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, I think it'll be him or Fabinho, but I mean, I'm gonna go with Elliott in there.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely spot on. If you missed my starting 11 Reds as well, it's very similar to Luke. I think it is more or less similar. Spot on. Ali, Trent. I've went with Van Dijk. I know it's a big shout, but a 50% Van Dijk is probably better than the majority of all 19 other Premier League teams. But it's whether Liverpool will risk him. I don't think we will. Probably will see Matip, but for me personally, if he was fully fit, I'd go Van Dijk and Ibu. I'll ask you about Ibu in a little second, Luke. It'd be interesting to get your thoughts and everyone in the chat as well, and the impact in which he's had. So we'll go with Ibu and Van Dijk as a pair. Costas, can't wait to see him in the Premier League. I think he will very much. I don't think we'll miss Robbo as much. I think he's got the capability to very much replace him. Not like for like, but he's still got the attributes to go forward. My midfield 3, Fabinho, Elliott, and James Milner in midfield. I think that added that bit more experience, possibly, especially if we are playing Elliott alongside him. Salah, Bobby, can't wait to see Bobby, and Sadio Mane down the left as well. Let's get to all your starting 11 Reds. Where's my cursor gone? There we go. Just trying to do the live stream, just cursor disappears. Really appreciate it. Chris has gone with a starting lineup. Ali in goal, Trent right back, Konate, Matip, Costas as a left back, and a 2 in midfield. I think that is right. As a 4-2-3-1. A Thiago and Fabinho, very interesting. And he's went all out against Norwich, and I tell you, they'd be shitting themselves if they come up against that one, Luke. Norwich. You got Salah, Firmino, Mane, and Jota anyway in it, but that is what I want. I love it, Chris. I think it's going to be interesting. An interesting game.
That double pivot of Fabinho and Thiago. Oh. I mean, like
I can see that in Europe, Luke, as well.
Chris said the exact same team on my preview, and Callum on Coppish was just like, what a team! Like that is a brilliant team.
That is naughty, that I fear Milner is going to play left back. Chris, I'd be honestly disappointed, not just for me and all, but for Costas. What's the man got to do to play for Liverpool in a competitive fixture? I can't see Klopp taking the risk on starting Van Dijk. He might see him off the bench with 10 minutes to go if we have the game wrapped up by then. Hopefully, very much agree with that, Jay, as well. Costas making his first appearance, hopefully, since joining last summer. Couldn't make it up anyway. Yeah, he obviously was ravaged with injuries, and obviously he did get COVID as well last season. But it's been an absolute pleasure, Luke. Thank you for dropping in. Really do appreciate it. I know it's late, but Reds, thank you to every single one of you that is watching this on the repeat. Ow, just whack me. Sorry if the camera just shakes. Thank you very much to everyone that is watching on the repeat. Absolute legends. And if you are watching on the repeat, get your comments in the comment section below. Me, Luke, anyone as well. The amazing subscribers on here and on Luke's channel as well. And the amazing community of Reds around the globe. But yeah, make sure you do head over to the 1892 Reds podcast. Luke and Ricky very much producing fantastic content, and obviously head over on their channel, doing a great content. Just quickly shout out for people if you have joined late as well, Luke.
Yeah, no, thanks, Jack, for letting me come on such late notice. But yeah, as you mentioned, the 1892 Reds podcast on YouTube. Yeah, come over and subscribe to us. We're on Twitter as well, Instagram. Obviously, we've just done our preview for Norwich as well. And obviously, Jack, you're coming on our channel on Monday night. We're going to be doing a Premier League roundup. So, yeah, come and check us out.
Yeah, can't wait for that, mate. Got a great panel, as always, on the channel. Can't wait to get stuck in with the lads. But yeah, head over. Make sure, hopefully you do see us all there. I'll send them all over anyway, everyone. But have a lovely rest of the day. Make sure you haven't missed any comments. Cheers, Eamon. Appreciate it, matey. Chris, thank you very much, mate. Hopefully you followed me on Twitter. If not, mate, drop us a follow. Think you have, but I don't think I've got my notifications on Twitter at the minute. But everyone, to make sure I read out everyone's name. Massive thank you to Luke for tonight. Chris, Shay. If you're wondering why I'm going over there, it's because my camera's in the way of my screen. Connor, Eamon, Man with a Plan. I don't know who that is. Please reply to me on Twitter or something. Let me know. Say it's me. It might be Ricky with a separate account. You never know. Yeah, Shay, Helen. Hope you have a lovely evening, Helen. Dave for jumping in as well. Jade, Dave, Maides, as well. Zuki, absolute legend, smashing uni. Love to see you. Mr. Bucky for the kind comments as well as we went throughout tonight's show. Gary with the fantastic prediction. Probably my favourite comments of the night. 7-0 against Norwich. I swear if that happens, Gary, I'll buy a couple of pints, mate, as well. When I do see you. As well, fingers crossed. Andrew as well. And Hakao as well. Hopefully I haven't butchered that. Apologies, mate. But thank you for commenting on Facebook. Absolute legends. And that's everyone, I think. If we have missed anyone, apologise. But the channel wouldn't be without yous and Luke and the great people that do come on my show, and I really do appreciate it. But Luke, enjoy the rest of your night. I'd say, do you reckon we'll play a bit of COD, or is it too late in the night?
Maybe tomorrow, Friday night special.
Go ahead.
I'll be on it tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you go to bed, mate. Thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Nice
and everyone, have a lovely rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Ta-ra, lads.